everyone, welcome back. It's been like maybe a little bit over a year since I last made a YouTube video, and I thought what better way to come back than right now. My last video, or not even my last, but my first video that you guys all liked was my blonde toner formulas. So I'm gonna do that same thing, but with brunettes. So buckle up, because I've been getting really good at brunettes, and these are just things I've learned and formulas that I've loved. Little thing before we start, a lot of these comments are asking me what ratios I use, this and that. Almost all of my formulas, almost all of them are equal parts of every single shade. There are exceptions, obviously, and there's gonna be some exceptions in this video even, but a lot of times if something's not equal parts, I'm literally just splashing it in there, like a splash. Again, it's a splash, not beep, you know, like use some common sense, use your own brain too, because I know you're smart. I know you're very, very smart. But yeah, if I specify that it's not equal parts, or if I'm not specifying what ratios I use, chances are it's equal parts. If you do have a question though, let me know down below, and I'm so happy to answer anything. Guys, wait, also look, I got my nails done. They're so pretty in pink for Valentine's Day. So the first formula that I'm gonna share with you guys, Redken has reposted a few times. I get countless amounts of clients asking me what it is, saying that they want this hair, and it's shocking to me because this hair is almost black. Like, it is so dark. But what makes it so dark is the ABN series from Redken. And for this formula, I like to use the combination of 2 ABN and 4M, or 2M and 4 ABN, because it gives you almost like the darkest brown that you could ever get without it being black. With using the ABNs, that's going to give you a super cool finish. Like when you're toning, it will look blue, and don't let that scare you, because that's what's in that pigment. And that's what helps to cancel out so much of the warmth in the brunettes. Because as we know, dark brunettes usually do have a lot of warmth in them, just as any brunettes normally do. So use the ABNs if you want to cancel a lot of that out. The M2 gives it a little bit of coolness, but I feel like it softens it just a little bit. The ABNs are very strong on their own, so be careful, but that's why I'll always do equal parts of the two. For this next one, I decided to do a combination of 6NA, 7NA, and 7P. I would lift at her hair and she was still kind of warm at the end of it. So that's why I reached for the NAs. I found that the NAs are really good at cooling things off without scaring me in how they're depositing. I chose to do a combo of the 6NA and the 7NA because I didn't want it to fully be a 6, but I didn't want it to fully be a 7. So the 6NA just kind of gave me a little bit of depth in there, while the 7NA and 7P kept it a little bit bright. The combo of these on top of her already warm hair felt comfortable to me. That's why I didn't put warmth in her formula, which is something that I almost always do. But what I've found over time is, especially with brunettes, when you're lifting them, you're exposing warmth in their hair. And if you're working with that warmth that their hair lifted to, you don't really need to add the warmth into there. Not every single time, at least. But I love the finish this gave her hair. I thought it was really pretty and it looked super natural. It was almost like kind of like a soft, not matte brown, but just like a soft brown that complemented her dark brown hair really, really well. This next one that I did was a combination of 9NW, 9GI, and 9M. While some might argue that this girl's hair is blonde, it is not. She is a light brown. When she came in, she was all over just like a soft brown. She had, I don't even know if she had light in her hair, honestly. I might have been the first one to do it. Don't quote me on that. But we wanted something that just kind of mimicked like a natural honey, old money brunette. We didn't want to keep her dark. We wanted to lighten her definitely. So that's why I chose this. She had very olive undertones too. So I wanted to keep something warm on her head because it almost just gave her those like pieces that looked like shimmer pieces in her hair, and where she would toss her hair like this and it would just look like tinsel in her hair. It was absolutely gorgeous. The NWs and the Gs together, I really like. With any G, I just like to use it because it adds a lot of brightness to the formula. I feel, or the GIs, I'm sorry. They just add a lot of brightness to the formula. They're almost, in my eyes, the way like I kind of look at it is that it's just almost shearing out the formula. the GIs are not strong, so you're not gonna get a lot of gold deposit. It's almost just like you're getting that reflect that you want, that when the light is on the hair, it looks glowy and it just looks lit from within. I did use 9M, which is something that is rare for me because the M's, specifically the 9, scare me. I don't understand them quite yet. 7M, we get along off and on, but 9M scares the I don't even know if I can say that. It scares the crap out of me. I did choose to use it on her though because I wanted something that just gave her like a little bit of like a sandy finish in my eyes. So I just did a little bit. I did equal parts 9NW and 9GI, and then just gave it like a little of 9M, like a heavy splash, you know, like a boop, that. But I loved how hers turned out, and it really was what we were going for. Just like a golden old money brunette, and it's beautiful. I would also think that on a blonde, this formula would be gorgeous, but not someone that wants like a bright blonde. This is definitely more of a sandy, true beige, very, very warm blonde. For this client's hair, she came in and her natural color is brown, but she was like blonde before. So she had just a grown out balayage essentially, and she wanted to go back to her natural. So I went through and lowlighted her, and I'm sorry to say that I don't remember what her lowlight formula was, but I know that I just tried to match it to her natural. So I'm guessing I might have done like half 6N, half 7N with a little bit of 7G in there. Maybe, don't quote me on that, but I just wanted something very plain and very just baseline basic. But for her all over gloss, I did 7NW, 7P, and 9GI. I chose these again because the GI, I just wanted brightness in there. I didn't want her hair to look too dark. I still wanted there to be a contrast between the lowlights we put in along with the leftover blonde that we're toning down. The 7NW and the 7P look really pretty together in my opinion because you have the kind of like neutral warmth from the NWs, but the P gives it a little bit of sheerness, a little bit of iridescent, and a little bit of coolness to it without looking like purple or blue or green, and just like it doesn't mud it out. So that's why I chose that, and her hair turned out absolutely perfect. I thought it looked really pretty on her skin tone. For this next one, I did a mix of 5NA, 7NA, 6WG, and 6T. That was like the hardest one for me to remember off the top of my head. But I did this on one of my best friends, Peyton. She had been coloring her hair dark for like maybe a year and a half-ish by now. And honestly, when I went through to lighten her hair, I was terrified. Last time we did a test strand, her hair was like red, like it didn't budge at all. So we were freaking out, but someone must have been on our side because her hair lifted very beautifully for what we wanted to use it, or for what we wanted to do with it. The reason I chose this formula was because I wanted her hair to be a level 6. When she left, she didn't want to see blonde in her hair. She didn't want to see those pieces that really stuck out. She just wanted to add dimension into her hair, but still keeping everything pretty much brown. So keeping her at a level 6 is something that I felt really comfortable with, and I felt like that was gonna be the best choice for us. I did use the 6WG just to give her warmth in her hair. I was worried that maybe the NAs that I was using along with the T on such deep levels were gonna look darker than I wanted it to. So the 6WG, again, just acted as a little bit of warmth in there to give me some brightness and something to mellow out these other shades just a little bit. The 6T I added because her hair was very, 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 very orange, like very orange. And it scared me. So I did 6T in there. And then I chose a mix of 5NA and 7NA because I was out of 6NA. I did half of each. That way I basically created a 6. Little hot tip, if you're ever mixing up a formula and you're like, oh crap, I don't have this shade, find one above it, find one below, and if you do equal parts, you can create one right in the middle. And it works if you're in a pinch. I wouldn't recommend doing it every time just by the shade, but you can do it if you need to. I liked how hers turned out a lot because it's exactly what we were going for. Again, it just gave her hair a little bit of reflect in there, but just nothing crazy. Not too dimensional, not too much contrast, just enough to break up the color that she had and give her hair a little bit of something. Another formula that I'll share with you guys is my formula. Here's what my hair looks like. So obviously I'm not the one that went through and lightened it. I went to Linton and he did that and he killed it. That was back in August or September maybe. But after the toner kind of washed out, I retoned it not too long ago, and I love how it's faded. I did equal parts 9NW and 9GI, or geez, 9NW and 9VRO. I was really excited to use the VRO, and it made my hair like, not pink, but like it almost made it like a peachy brunette. It was really, really pretty, and I love how it's faded out. I wanted something really warm because I love warm tones, so that's why I decided to go with that. But if you like my hair, tone your hair with that formula because I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. For my last brunette formula of this video, this is a picture that I did probably a few weeks ago, and a lot of my clients really loved it. I think what they love so much about it is that there's dimension in the hair, but there's not a lot of contrast. So again, keeping brunettes brunettes. The ones that want to stay brunette, keep them brunette. Don't make them blonde, they don't want to be blonde. For her formula, I'm pretty sure I did 7P, 7T, and maybe 7N. Her natural was still pretty dark, but a little bit lighter than the brunettes I'm used to working with. So 7 is kind of where I thought it would be a good baseline to give her hair that reflect that she wanted. That's all for this video, you guys. Follow me on Instagram at Cassidy Wilson Hair. Leave a comment on my favorite photo of yours that's on my page. I have a lot of new fun ones that I love. And let me know what video you guys want to see next. I've seen a few comments saying that we want a warm blonde video, so maybe I'll do that because it's also going to be summer here soon and the blondes are going to come back out full force. If you want more brunette formulas as well, let me know. I still have plenty more that I can share with you guys. But I hope you all have a beautiful, great day. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you learned something. If not, come back next time, and I'm sure you will. See ya!